All right, has anyone noticed this trend among some of our government experts lately? It starts off with them telling you a thing. If you question the thing, you will be mocked, ridiculed, and potentially censored. It then turns out later that the thing that they told you wasn't quite as true as they promised you it would be. And when you point this out, they revert to telling you that, well, they never told you the thing that they told you. And then when you show them incontrovertible proof that they did in fact tell you the thing that they told you, they just suggest that you should be mocked, ridiculed, and potentially censored. I can't imagine why we don't trust these guys.
If you're so confused and disoriented that you don't know where you are or where you're going, there are predators of the spirit who are much worse than snakes that are waiting in wait for you. And the probability that you'll move from aimless, hopeless, joyless anxiety to nihilism, corrosive bitterness, and genocidal fantasy in the fundamental extreme is very high. And so that's possession by a predator of the spirit in the desert of the soul. And that's real.
Honey, someone's going to the house. Someone's going to the house. What do we do? What do we do? What do we do?
I'm going to call the pops. I'm going to call the pops.
We're recording you.
No. It's okay. I'm just your neighbor. Coming by to say howdy.
Oh, sorry about that.
Yeah, we're not used to people stopping by to say howdy without assaulting us first, robbing us, or defecating on our lawn.
Sometimes all three.
The trifecta. We're from Los Angeles.
Just moved to Texas.
I figured.
Oh, the California plates?
Well, yeah, and the masks. Inside your own house. No one else around. 2022.
We just want to be extra safe.
We feel naked without masks.
We'll probably wear them for the rest of our lives.
We'll be buried in them.
Okay. Well, you seem like a lovely couple. Like I said, I just wanted to drop by and welcome you to the neighborhood.
Why? Do you want something?
Oh, no. They're, I think he's being friendly. People around here are friendly. Like we've seen in the movies, right?
I thought that was just make-believe, like superheroes or families that go to church.
No. That's a myth. This is real life.
So, I live in that house over yonder. Name's Kevin.
Hi, Kevin. I'm Tiffany. She, her.
And I'm Steve. He, him.
What are your pronouns?
I don't believe in pronouns. I think they're reductive. In fact, just your asking about it is a microaggression.
Oh my gosh, I am so sorry. I didn't mean to.
No, it's okay. I'm just messing with you. I like all pronouns. My favorite is you.
Yeah.
I don't get it.
Exactly. So, if you need anything, just holler. My wife and I'd be happy to help.
Baby, he has a gun.
I'm calling the cops.
I'm recording you.
No.
Recording
It's
you.
okay.
Good morning. I'm here to give you an update on the FBI's investigation of Secretary Clinton. What I want to do is tell you what we're recommending. But first, let me tell you what we found. 110 emails in 52 email chains have been determined to contain classified information.
What difference at this point does it make?
8 of those chains are top secret, 36 of those chains secret, and 8 contain confidential information.
What difference at this point does it make?
Everything I did was admitted. There was no law, no regulation.
Secretary Clinton should have known that an unclassified system was no place for that conversation.
I did not email any classified material to anyone on my email.
None of these emails should have been on any kind of unclassified system, not even Gmail.
But first of all, nothing was marked classified.
To the contrary,
Nothing was marked classified.
there is evidence of a
Nothing was
tremendous
marked.
amount,
Nothing was marked classified.
Now let me tell you what we found.
Oh my gosh.
110 emails.
It was not the best choice.
52 email chains.
It was a mistake.
Have been determined to contain classified information.
What difference at this point does it
8
make?
of those chains are top
It wasn't the best
secret.
choice.
6 of those chains
I said it was a mistake.
8 contain confidential information.
What difference at this point does it
With
make?
respect to our recommendation, this is going to be an unusual statement in at least a couple of ways. Although there is evidence, our judgment is that no reasonable prosecutor would bring such a case. I know there will be intense public debate. I know there will be intense public debate. I know there will be intense public debate. What difference at this point does it make? 110 emails.
It wasn't the best choice.
52 email chains.
I made a mistake.
Have been determined to contain classified information. What difference at this point does it make? 8 of those chains were
It was not a good choice.
6 of those chains
I said it was a mistake.
and 8 contain confidential information.
What difference at this point does it make?
That one friend that always tells you the truth, that never beats around the bush, never walks on eggshells, that hurts your feelings sometimes, he's not the asshole. All your other friends that sit idly by while you destroy yourself and tell you that you're just fine the way you are, they're the assholes. The best friends you can have in the world are the ones that don't care what you want to hear, they only tell you what you need to hear, and they'll keep it 100% real always. The friends that you hate the most in the short term are going to be the ones that you love the most in the long term, because they have your best interest in mind, they want to see you fulfill your potential and be what they know you can be.
Hey y'all, how's it going? Hey James, hey Barry, hey Estua, hey Patrick, hey Ben, hey SM, hey Hick, hey Stan, Jen, let's see, hey Meat, hey Frank, hey KP, hey everybody out there that ain't talking. Yeah, I was waiting on Bonnie and them asked what was going on, and I guess I picked too late to choose to go. I was trying to let everybody have their minutes or whatever, and everybody usually is off by now. So, well, sometime. Try not to get in the way or underfoot. Hey Gina, hey DJ. Hello, Edith. How's everybody's hump day going? So it's almost done, but links out there. Anybody wants to jump up? If you ain't ever been up before, just flash camera. Yeah, I ain't been on in a while. Been kind of letting everything turn down and slow down because there's stuff every now and then has its little waves that start going through YouTube. Hey, Jerry. If everybody's noticing or what, the things get weird lately. And I guess they raised the debt ceiling, so that's going through. So let's see what they're going to raise and how bad and if that's going to crash it. I saw that. They were talking about that a little bit ago. Never know what they're up to. They're going to try to do anything they can to break it so we can start playing with Monopoly money. That's why I posted that little picture for live, the 1%er Monopoly board. Let's see if I got that picture where I can get it. I'll show you all the whole thing. saved it. Thing is, where is it? Might have to go down a ways. I went through and sorted through a lot of my junk the other day. I got so much stuff in here, pictures, and dropped a lot of the videos out just because. There it is. Lots of fun, huh? There's no telling. I've heard a lot of circle about that. I'm not sure if he's ever going to make it back in, if he really wants to or not. If they can get him for not putting the damn buggy back at Aldi's and getting his quarter, they would. Hey, Bonnie.
What's up? What's up?
Not a whole lot. But, you know, I went and people getting a hold of me saying everybody's wondering and I'm not doing.
Okay, I'm seeing some people in chat. See some new names. Good to see all y'all.
Yeah, the elder need a lot of help. If they raise his debt ceiling, it may crash everything. But if they didn't raise it, then we wouldn't have got them people getting any disability, retirement, or Social Security, or any of that. That wouldn't have been around either. So.
Is that what you were talking about?
Yeah. You see where they raised the debt ceiling, huh?
Well, I knew they were going to, but
you figure even if they said no, he'd have vetoed it or did whatever he could to.
Yeah, he had mentioned that. And of course they're going to raise it so they get their pay, because that would mean government shutdown. And I've been in those, and you don't get paid.
Yeah, neither does the mail or.
Yep.
With the mail down, then a lot of other stuff goes down. And self-inflicted anarchy.
I don't think Social Security was affected by the government shutdown, but we've had them like every 5 years or so.
Yeah, I know. It seems like every time they talk about it, they talk about that too. About is it going to affect it? Are we going to have to shut it down too? Are we going to have to drop people's money? Or that's not out of that same pocket, which that pocket seems like too many greedy paws get their hands in. It's like, let's go over here and. Sorry about that.
I was just wondering if you can hear me okay, because
yeah, you're coming through.
My computer is whacking out. Just let me know if it gets weird, and I'll mute. Did you put the link out?
Yeah.
Is it just this?
Yeah, I put it out there. But yeah, Sam, that's another stupid thing. Keep sending it over there.
Are they still?
Yeah, he said 300 going to there, 300 million.
So how ridiculous is that?
Yeah, we're not allies. They're not part of us. certain people got piggy banks there, so that's what they're doing.
I got one for you. Why is NATO helping them when they're not part of it?
I don't know. Because the ones pushing the buttons aren't in NATO. They're just the check writers, I guess the best way to put it. They do what their powers tell them to do. Yeah, and we're not the only one that's bad off either. It's everywhere. So.
It is Meat Puppet.
Yeah, I saw him out there earlier.
Rabbit. Estua. Julie.
The link is for only acceptable to humans, he said. Hey, Sharon.
Hi, Sharon.
Yeah, I seen Sharon a few spots today as I was doing my drive-bys. Guess I'll stick to my channel, going on here that way. I don't offend people on somebody else's. I can do it all I want here.
Well, it doesn't look like anyone in chat is feeling offended.
I didn't know they had to tiptoe so much, especially around our people, that I thought all the stuff these people have been going through and seeing, that there'd be more of a spine with people, but
Don't black out on me.
my wife asked about that. The person that does the bookkeeping and stuff, you know, like Walmart, if you call in sick or whatever, they give you a point and all that kind of stuff.
Yes.
People that even have legitimate reasons where they can turn it in and not get a point for it. Hey, David. She said that they'll go through, one person will send it where it takes the point off, and this person working in the office puts it right back. Well, a bunch of people, if they got legitimate things or legitimate complaint about it, they need to call in on it, get enough call in on this person. Too many people bite their lip anymore. If you got enough people say something, don't make a martyr out of yourself. You go up there one person, you're going to end up getting made an example of, I guess the best way to put it.
Hey, Regina, David, Astro. Did I say Benjamin? Mm-hmm. You know what? That's the problem with society right now. The push is to control the way you talk so you don't offend anyone. And it's not so right now. It's been years. And it's retarded. Sorry.
And everybody's like, well, if I don't say anything and speak up for myself, I won't upset these people. I say, okay, so that's saying you accept it. And then you get to put up with the recourse of it.
Well, I think everybody needs to get a backbone and get some thicker skin and suck it up, buttercup. Hi, Meat Puppets. It's good to see you.
Yep.
Edith, go ahead, Mike. I'm eating. I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
I'm just going to tell Bonnie, Edith wants me to pray for the families that are helping theirs and their neighbors.
Yes.
Yeah, unfortunately, Bonnie, most people nowadays don't have a backbone. They're just a bunch of knuckleheads, we'll put it politely. Me? I don't give it. I never did. So, hurt your feelings? Well, that's just tough shit.
Yeah.
Edith Flores.
I'm trying to find that what I was going to say about these people. I had a thing I was going to throw up here.
What people?
About you getting offended and where it leads you. And I found it.
Julie,
Everybody loves this guy. He used to be part of my intro. I'll probably get a smack for it, maybe.
Maybe, maybe not.
Yeah. We haven't been smacked around in a while. It's all good.
That's pretty common anymore.
I thought
Especially if you do what I do.
Here you go.
If you leave here liking me, I didn't do my job. I'm going to insult you, whether you're black, brown, yellow, or pink. Whether you're a Jew.
Are y'all there?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm here. It said it failed to play the clip, but yeah. I've seen that clip before. I've seen the clip in its entirety before.
They must not like that clip.
I was wondering what happened. I was like, uh-oh, there went my computer. I missed it.
Right.
Are we still live out there?
I think so.
Hey, Amy.
I see him.
But yeah, I've seen that clip before. It's not. He's not wrong.
He's saying that that's the reason all them people are there, because they get offended about everything and they can't succeed.
Well, they can't succeed because they're lazy and don't want to put in the hard work. They
Yep.
just use being offended as an excuse.
Let me see if this one goes through.
1986, the female hand pressure per handshake was 98 pounds per square inch. 2016, it's 108. Men, 1986, 114. Men today, 96.
What does that mean?
Well, it means that men aren't what they used to be. Men aren't the guys today, are not the guys that settled the Western United States.
That's hurting us.
I mean, in a devastating manner.
Because they're not pulling the trigger and not taking action and risks, which is how we survived.
Correct.
Instead, they are having self-esteem issues.
Correct.
Because they're being told that you shouldn't be aggressive, that patriarchy is bad, you have privilege, and you need to tone it down.
Meaning nothing against the females, it's just showing the females have excelled and the men have went backwards.
No, amen to that. I agree with, and that's the problem. And so,
Well, what did they think was going to happen when you started having a lot of single moms and no fathers around? What did they think was going to happen?
there you go. And you know what they're calling it, though? You poor men? They are calling it hyper masculinity. If you go against their weak men syndrome that they want y'all to feel.
No, you're not wrong, Rabbit. Both are.
Yes. And that's
I was going to say, most of the time they refer to it as like toxic masculinity. Most of them so-called modern
yes, they've got
ladies.
several names. First it was masculinity is disappearing, and now they've labeled it so that to restrain the men from being men. We need the strong men.
We do.
Oh, that's right. And I saw that too. Have y'all seen that sodomogamy or whatever the heck?
You can marry yourself.
Yes, you can marry yourself. Tell me we haven't gone to in a handbasket.
Oh, yeah. Well, it's just the start of that, but yeah, we're headed that direction quick, fast, and in a hurry. We ain't seen nothing yet. This is just a start. Wait till all the food stamps stop working. They shut everything down. Kind of like that X-Files clip where it talks about shutting everything down on a holiday weekend when they start to roll it over to all digital currency.
Yeah, it's crazy. I don't understand it.
We don't need it.
I'm all for the women exceeding and being up there, but I can't see the men regressing back. So now, the way things are nowadays, is that a noise outside, honey? Put your nightgown on and go see what it is.
Yes.
I'm scared.
I was the one walking around outside with the baseball bat. Darn it.
DJ Moore, that reminds me of a meme I've seen floating around that's basically saying that I'm not saying we should just kill all the stupid people. I'm just saying we should remove all the warning labels and let the problem sort itself out.
Yeah, it kind of fixes itself.
Yep.
Yeah, there's a new TikTok challenge. Oh, what was it? I should have even mentioned it. It's something stupid. Kids are dying. It's just as stupid as the Tide Pods. Oh,
My mind drew a blank when
it's the aerosol cans, the aerosol deodorants and stuff like that. So they're having to lock them up now.
Yeah, here now the exercise places and gyms and all that. Even guys minding their own business, girls are calling them out for looking at them, and they're like, I've seen some of the video cams, people ain't even paying attention to them, and they're like, I saw you looking at me while I was bending over, and they make a big scene out of it.
Right, they're doing it for the attention. It's a whole bait and switch deal that they upload to their TikTok or their OnlyFans or whatever these whores have now, and try to make a mountain out of a molehill, as it were.
Yeah, guilty to proven innocent.
Pretty much, yep. And worst case, we'll just blame it all on Rabbit. It'll be his fault.
Yeah, some of that shit they do, you can't unstop that clock either.
Nope.
And to Edith out there, good for you. Praise God, there's still people out there doing that. We should all be doing that. Kind of concerned about the new neighbors I'm going to have.
Wow.
Patrick Keller, that's great.
FBI Director Wray has confirmed the existence of the FD 1023 form alleging then Vice President Biden engaged in a criminal bribery scheme with a foreign national. He's allowing this unclassified record to be reviewed by the FBI, but hasn't produced it to the committee. If the FBI fails to hand over the FD 1023 form as required by the subpoena at Rep. James Comer, will begin contempt of Congress proceedings. I don't like it to do anything, but
yeah, they're not going to do anything because that means they'd have to be accountable.
it's like saying, if you don't do this, I'm going to tell on you.
Right.
They're already talking about the Dems don't even want him to run again, but it scares them to death to have Vice as president, and if It's just craziness up there. And
Complete and utter insanity.
yes, it's going to be heedless.
True story, Rabbit. True story.
Yeah, okay, so and there's another part to it. Today, the FBI informed the committee that it will not provide unclassified documents subpoenaed by the committee. The FBI's decision will stiff-arm Congress and hide this information from American people. It is obstructionist and unacceptable. While I have to call a scheduled FBI Director Ray tomorrow to discuss his response further, the committee has been clear in its intent to protect Congress oversight authorities and will now be taking steps to hold the FBI director in contempt of Congress for refusing to comply with a lawful subpoena. America deserves the truth, and Oversight Committee will continue to demand transparency from this nation's chief law enforcement agency.
Yeah.
I doubt anything seriously comes of it, though. I mean, it's all just for show, as it was pointed out.
Yep.
It's like them having an open bar over here in Texas for all them stooges.
Mm-hmm.
What America? The one we need to build back. Get it right.
I guess they figure if it's good enough for Nancy in Washington, it's good enough for them here. Hey, Ridge Runner.
Ridge Runner.
I'm a little surprised we don't have more people up here on panel, but
I know.
I figured David might come up, but I didn't send it to Facebook to him. So.
I thought for sure Rabbit would, but he's usually almost always up here.
No, Build Back Better is not working.
Well,
not their idea of it.
Rabbit gets blamed for corrupting shows and offending everybody.
So who you letting control you, Chuck?
Huh?
Who you letting control you? Just curious.
I didn't know I was. Why?
I was going to say, how is he corrupting shows? Usually people have their own opinions in places.
Yep.
Last time I checked, anyway. I could be wrong on that.
God and my conscience controlled me. That's about it. Or God compels me. My conscience controls me.
Well, I'm sure the missus has some input here and there, I'm sure.
Yeah, we've never bossed each other around or say you can or can't do this.
Well, no. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying I'm sure,
keep the peace a lot of the time I will, but sometimes it's like.
Yeah, no, I meant just in the sense that, you ask each other for opinion. Is my assumption.
Yeah.
As it should be.
Yeah, Jerry, Build Back
as it should be.
Jerry, Build Back Better is kind of break down words.
Yeah, if by better you mean destroy America and put it up a totalitarian one world government, then yeah, it's working great.
There you go, Ridge Runner.
If I remember correctly, if everybody remembers the Yugo was a well-built design to help the economy and get better gas mileage, but you're taking a chance of getting a Yugo and leaving your driveway.
Either way, the way things are going at this point, it won't be much longer. Everything will fall into place or apart, I guess, depending on how you look at it.
Yeah, it's peaceful as the front. It's kind of like Christmas presents with fancy foils wrapped around turds. It's
Yep. Well, and Rabbit just mentioned automation. They're trying to ram that through from everything to self-driving semis, which is really not working all that well.
Dangerous. Even some of the drivers can't drive them.
yeah. If you click it twice, Rabbit, you're sure to get a rapid call to get an extended warranty.
Right. Yep. They want to extend your warranty.
Some
then
guy,
if you tell them,
some guy from India named Stevie will call you.
Right, but when the guy from India calls you, if you tell him you got like a 1954 BMW, they'll just hang up and not call you back.
The last time they called me, I said, "Oh, so you guys will warranty a vehicle's got 400,000 miles on it?" And you hear click. They don't even say thank you. Call us back if you get another vehicle, or they just hang up.
Most of the calls like that, I'll just block them. If I'm bored, I might answer it and screw with them a little bit. We used to get Jehovah's Witnesses come to our house until one time we invited them in and had a conversation, and then after about 2 hours, they left and never ever came back or never ever sent anybody else.
That's the way to do it.
Yeah, they were beating on the door and ringing the doorbell of my house right after me and Vicky got married. They kind of interrupted something, and I jumped out of bed and answered the door and forgot to put anything on and invited them in, and they never came back.
Oh my goodness.
Well, I mean, that's one way to get your point across.
So that was the day that work was closed, a holiday, and I stayed in, and Vicky's like, trotting down the hallway. She's like, it's probably I don't remember if they were Jehovah's Witness or Pentecost. And she was probably them ladies. They'd sit over and they'd harass and knock at the door till she opened it and wouldn't let her shut the door after she listened to them. And then the next day they'd be back over there again. That nipped that in the bud.
Yeah, Jehovah's Witnesses did the same thing. So when after about the second time coming over, we said, well, come back. We'll invite you in. We'll sit down and have an actual discussion. And when they realized we actually knew what we were talking about and it could prove their stuff wrong, they just left and never came back. We invited them back. So we'll do some studying, and this is what we'll talk about next time. Next time never happened.
And we asked them their thought of trying the keto diet and expand on how good it is. You have to throw one back at them.
Right.
Tell them I got an investment if they want to get into it after they each invest out to 10 other people.
Well, what you do is you go over to Walmart and you spend $40 on the taser, one of them little handheld doohickeys, and you tell them you're a tester for the company, and ask them. I said, "Well, I just finished my turn. It felt pretty good. You want to try?"
Anybody see anything weird out there? How's everybody's weather around them? It looked like it was going to rain here, but it didn't.
It's not bad. Got a little bit of rain, but 80s, 90s, usual Texas temperatures.
So you're here in Texas?
Negative. I'm in Illinois.
I didn't know.
I was in Missouri, delivered a load over there, and then come back into Illinois. I was originally supposed to go to Minneapolis, but they canceled the load on me. Sorry, go ahead. What were you gonna say, Bunny?
I'm sorry. It was cloudy today, but like 85 degrees. But what was weird about it is it was coming from the east.
That's kind of like what it's doing here. I kept looking that way and see it, and then it would go away, and then I'd see it towards the west, and like, is it jumping or going around? But
yeah, ordinarily.
I'm like, ooh, did I feel cool air? And like, no, you feel this 190 degree sun.
Yeah.
That's ordinarily our weather comes from the west, southwest, or north. If it's a cold front, I guess northwest. But clouds were coming from the east. Don't see that very often.
No, because usually it comes from the southwest and goes northeast out.
But the other weird is just the way people are acting.
Yeah,
have y'all noticed?
Yeah, like, cranking that 5G up.
Getting more aggressive.
More pouty, more whiny. My son, one of them.
Yes. Some depression thrown in there, and
yeah, some of the behavior has been more odd lately, but to answer Rabbit's question or comment about why are the panels reverting to electricity was because, well, it works.
Astro, that's great. The Astro.
Looking to see if I see anything interesting to share. The stuff I was throwing stuff down before I come up. I already see they shut one thing down, so I guess I got somebody's attention with that little video.
What'd they shut down?
That video a minute ago.
Oh, yeah, the one, the one from the one guy, yeah.
The masculinity.
Yeah. Well, yeah, they can't have people knowing what masculinity is. No. They want everybody guessing.
Well, all of it. Feminism, masculinity. Look at the women's sports.
Yep.
That's a joke.
Well, you got a bunch of guys saying, oh, we're women, and going in and beating them because they can't compete in the men's sports.
Too wimpy to play with the boys, so I'll go play with the girls.
Yep, pretty much.
Yeah, more Maricopa evidence, huh? I guess going to do good now.
Hey, Bear Truth, good to see you.
What's going on, Jeff?
Hey,
yeah, McCarthy signing and jumping in on that. You know he's going to attaboy it.
Oh, sure, Rabbit. There you go, using common sense and facts. How dare you?
And that's it. People don't have conversations anymore.
No, matter of fact, if you pop up the old internet machine and type in "the death of common sense," there's a poem that you can find about the death of common sense.
Yep. No common sense. See that? Everyone on the highway wants to get there 2 minutes before you. They'll do anything they can to do it.
Well, and here's the crazy part: them cutting in front of you and waiting till the last minute to do it so they can hit their exit, or just to go around you, and trying to switch lanes if there's a lot of backed up traffic, and they just keep hopping lane to lane like it's going to help them, and they still end up at the same destination at the same time as everybody else.
Yes.
It doesn't help them at all.
Yep.
What I think's funny when them trucks get next to each other and they're like, if I get over here, I can get another 20 foot in the next 5 hours. I got behind one, I swear it was 20 miles that we went before he finally, I think the truck next to him slowed down to let him get around. And when I see that, I think of two men standing at the urinals, one reaching at the other one reaching over here and holding each other is what makes me think of them. I'm like, y'all go pull over at the rest area and go have fun. Quit walking down the road together.
Yeah, I call that the turtle race. They're trying to turtle race down the highway.
It makes me think of the little engine that could. I think I can.
Well, thankfully, when I normally just back off and let them go, but on the off chance I'm already trying to pass and they act that stupid, I've got a little override on my speed limiter that allows me to go up to 75, and I get that extra speed to get up around them.
What's scary is, excuse me, when they do that, and then you have another one pull up behind you.
Yep.
Then it's like, is this a setup?
Most of the time, no. It could be sometimes, though. Sorry, go ahead, Chuck. What were we saying?
No, I said it just seems that way. I was agreeing with y'all.
Yeah, it does.
Appreciate the good things in life, right?
Yeah, that's the way I look at it. If I'm riding along and I'm the only one up in the left lane riding somebody's ass, if they're going the speed limit or above, yeah, I'm being a dumbass. But if they look behind and see me and 30 other people in that lane, it's like, yeah, you're just thinking this is a nice parking spot at Walmart. You're just hogging the lane. That's a passing lane.
Right.
The hammer lane. Hey, Andy.
Hey, Andy, Jack. Rich Renner, they've already been doing that. Those pictures of the men trying to, they're not even trying. They're acting like they're nursing a baby. I just want to throw up right there and throw something at whatever's showing me that picture.
Yeah, I watched a video the other day. I thought about putting it up here and playing it. It was one of them that ain't sure what he is and standing up for the rights of them and trying to say you can't acknowledge and say these people are this way or that way because they say and think they are female. And he goes, okay, I said, you answer this. You're a medical professional. You work in an emergency room. You get a male that comes in there, biological male comes in there, and he's on the gurney in front of you having issues saying he's having a miscarriage. What do you do with that? and it left that nurse.
Smack him in the head.
It left
Tell him
that
he's an
nurse.
idiot. And
That nurse was speechless. She shut all that argument down about trying to, because there was ain't no answer to it.
well, it's called gender dysphoria, number one.
Yeah.
Number two, you smack him and say, "You're a man, idiot. You can't have that." Of course, they'd say, "Oh, I identify as a rich person. Doesn't mean I am, stupid."
Thanks, whichever one you prefer.
Oh, he will, Ridge Runner. He will soon enough. Yeah, maybe Blackwatch. We could do that too, I suppose.
Hey, Black what?
Although I still think smacking him in the back of the head is a better idea, but I have violent tendencies sometimes, so yeah.
Yeah, I think that might be what's wrong with some of them. They must have slipped and bumped their head or something.
Maybe. Smack him again and see if it fixes the problem.
I think us being raised up eating paint chips and drinking out of a lead-based
I was gonna say,
hose.
From your generation to my generation is the last one to be outdoors like that, doing that kind of.
Us learning to play dodgeball at school, and then when we get home, we play dodgeball with a basketball or a soccer ball. And that shit don't fly anymore either.
Nope.
Come
All
running,
the homemade bike ramps out in the street.
Come running up to the house on the porch or whatever, and skint your knees or your hands, and you're bleeding, and they'll be like, go spray it out with a hose, rub some dirt on it. You'll be fine.
Oh, and then they threw in the hydrogen peroxide.
Here, that Cure Chrome monkey blood stuff.
I never had that stuff, but I had the hydrogen peroxide a bunch.
It feels like somebody put gas on you, whatever it is, and then lit it, is what that stuff felt like.
Oh, geez.
Mom used to keep that and Coca-Cola syrup and castor oil.
Mm-hmm.
That fixes about anything.
Oh, I hated dodgeball.
And dodgeball was fun.
You ever looked at Operation Cobalt? Just look it up. Saw it mentioned, I think.
We were talking about pizzas earlier. Everybody, probably normal pizza to them is like a pepperoni or whatever. And I got to saying that I'm that funny about pizza that, hell, I like one with everything. You'd be like, well, we got pineapple, black olives, jalapenos, and we have anchovies. You want them? I'm like, all of them. But I like the way it's kind of like a carnival in your mouth. It gets your taste buds and everything going.
Yep. Yeah, it was Ridge Runner. Those are some decent games. I miss those the lawn jarts. Those were fun.
Yeah.
The jarts. Those things were deadly weapons, but they were fun to play with.
Yeah, I remember being out in the dark and somebody would grab one and throw it straight up. Say, everybody, wait, kind of like doing with a bow and arrow.
Right.
Like, you ran first. I said, because I'm not stupid. I'm a bigger target than everybody else.
Maybe they were trying to take your head off.
Or at least knock you out anyway.
Yes.
Yeah, we did tend to go a little overboard in dodgeball, but
Mumbly peg with pocket knives.
I like tetherball and kickball and basketball, football. And putt-putt golf.
We must be boring half the room with them.
Yeah, probably. I don't care though.
Yeah, dodgeball, tetherball, smear the thing they used to have that were.
Yeah, I know which one. Yeah, we used to play those games. Yep.
I don't know what that is.
Which one?
Smear the.
Oh, smear the queer. That's what they were saying.
Oh, well, I know that.
Whoever got the get tagged, basically.
Yep.
Whoever what?
Hardcore tag, more or less. Just dog paw everybody, more or less.
Oh, okay.
It's like playing football, but everybody's after the one that's got the ball.
Right. Yep.
Oh no.
King of the Mountain, I remember that. Yeah.
Yep.
The hot metal slides or the merry-go-rounds.
Oh yeah. Seemed like everybody wanted to go to them when you're.
Well, those metal slides. That's the Ash Burner 3000 right there.
Guaranteed to be medium well by the time you get to the bottom. Yeah, wiffle ball. I remember we had wiffle bat wars.
Oh my goodness.
Yep, the wiffle
So
bat.
Tennessee did that too. Yes, we played that. But chicken.
Yeah, I remember chicken was that way, and then you remember bumbly peg where you put your hand down and you'd let somebody stab around it with a knife, and then they'd go the other way.
Or a fork, even. Same thing.
No. If they stab it around my hand.
It's basically you're giving the person the opportunity to stick your hand.
No. No. I used to arm wrestle the guys.
Yeah, Ridge Runner, it's fun if you hold on to the very middle and you stay there, you don't get slung off. But if you hang on the outside,
you're more likely to get spun off and end up with a concussion.
And a buddy of ours, he put his mini bike on its side and put the tire against it.
Mm-hmm. There's quite a few times that happened. Of course, I was the guy in the middle because I knew better. I knew to be in the middle, like you're saying. Otherwise, you get tossed off.
But in the middle is where you get the sickest.
Yeah, that's what I remember too. I'd be the one that could hold on the longest, but I'd also be puking for the next hour.
We had my grandmother, I don't know where she found it. I would give anything to find one again. And it was this big metal thing, and it had 4 seats, like north, south, east, and west. The seats were sitting.
Oh, the seesaws, the 4-way seesaws. They had 2 one way, 2 the other way.
Back. Where it had that was fun.
Yeah, the little 4-way seesaws. I remember those.
Yeah, Amy, I remember that. How hard people throw the dodgeball wasn't so bad, but when we do it at home in the yard, nobody had those little softballs. Everybody had a basketball or a soccer ball.
Y'all excuse me for a second.
All right. So did you get to make it home tonight, or are you off?
Oh no, I won't. I'm not off till Saturday. I got a load to pick up in Chicagoland tomorrow. I'll run out to Kansas City, and then I'll be back late Friday or early Saturday, depending on what they have me bring back and where I drop it.
Unless you're right on top of your house and you're ready to shut down for the night, you don't go home. Unless it's the weekend.
Yeah, more or less. I just wait for the weekend. I just because I work Tuesday through Saturday, so just run during the week and then home. Usually by midday Saturday, I'm at home, and then I got all day Sunday and Monday besides the half day Saturday.
Yeah, you were like half hour, 45 minutes from your house the other day, and you said you had to shut it down because of time.
Oh yeah. I was trying to go head back or do something and ran out of hours, and I didn't want to. It was a little too far to PC, because I don't want the DOT looking at my logbooks at random. Like, what was that? Here's my fine.
And we don't care that you were right by your house.
Yep, pretty much. Yeah, Benjamin, I go in and out of Chicago all the time. It's nothing new. Same stupidity, different day.
Hey, welcome to Chicagoland, Benjamin said.
No, Jen, I'm agreeing with Rabbit. Super glue is different than Gorilla Glue. And Super Glue won't necessarily glue your fingers together anymore because someone was dumb enough to do that already, so they had to change the formula where it went from setting in a few seconds to now it's like 20 hours later and it still may not set.
Gorilla Glue, yeah, that'll. And then they got that stuff now, that glue that's like super glue, and you run that light across it. I heard that shit's even worse. Yeah, Gorilla Glue, most of that, even the super glue, I think, is affected by moisture.
I think so. And yes, I do, Tennessee Ridge Runner. I certainly do. Old Red Rover. And if you got someone you didn't like, you called them over and you clotheslined them.
Yeah.
Yes, that hurt. Ouch.
Yeah. Yeah, we did that in Red Rover to people we didn't like. We'd call them over and give them a clothesline.
So I got one for y'all.
Red light, green light, I remember that. And the Chinese fire drills.
Yeah, those were fun.
They were.
We always did those on the way to a concert if you had a car full.
So I have a question.
Maybe have answers.
How long has it been since y'all been on a picnic? Remember those?
Yeah.
A picnic? An actual, honest to goodness picnic. Oh, it's been probably 20 years since I've been on a picnic, probably.
At least.
Maybe more.
20 years. Goodness.
I remember ours, we went to the lake somewhere and had a barbecue. We've done it, I guess you could say. Took the kids to the lake and they fished and swam, and we had coolers, and everybody sat in the back of the truck or in the truck and ate.
Yep, right in the back of the truck. That was always fun.
Yeah.
Yep, we did, Amy. They made everybody do the square dancing. Unless your parents signed a little religious exemption letter saying, they didn't want their kids to do square dancing. They needed to sit on the bleachers and watch everyone else square dance.
Oh,
Go ahead.
I had to square dance. That was a requirement.
I did too, but I got bored of it, so I had them write me a letter saying I didn't have to square dance. It was against my religion.
Oh,
and I
this wasn't
spent
in
the rest of the
school.
time sitting down.
It wasn't in school. It was um, exhibition, and my mama made me do it. And then it went from square dance into clogging.
Yeah, I remember a girl we knew growing up, teenagers, whatever. Her dad and them and a bunch of their friends would get together and they play music and stuff. And they'd have bonfires and drink beer and all that. But the girl, she played a banjo, but she also was in this. She square danced clog. Like,
Yeah.
That used was a fun game.
She's all prim and proper. She got away from everybody's parents. She was wild. Like one of them little goat roper girls, you know the ones I'm talking about? That she'd be the one to grab your damn can of snuff and get into your skull or Copenhagen.
Yeah. I remember those girls.
They were, that was, she, back then, even I was breaking horses over. She didn't wear boots. She was one of them girls that even tucked her boots or pants on the inside, and this was back in the 80s, before it was posh.
Well, when we square danced, we had the little dresses with the petticoats and the whole nine. And clogging. We wore the same outfits.
I forget what the name of the dance was they used to do. The cowboys used to do it, where you kick your leg back and forth, cross over, and move faster. And you know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
I can't remember what that's called. I used to do that shit. Now I'd break my damn neck. Viggy one time, she go, we've been married probably 5-10 years. We were out at the club, a bunch of her friends showed up and everybody started dancing. She goes, why don't you take me dancing? I said, I'll take you out there and slow dance. She goes, well, I want you to, we did that plenty of times. To get out there and regular dance, I get out there, she didn't know I could dance, so I guess she thought she could embarrass me. After about 4 songs, she wanted to sit down, and I used to like dancing. I ain't done that in so long either. Hell, I used to break dance in the 80s in my cowboy boots.
Yeah. Oh, hey, Rabbit, don't forget Ding Dong Ditch.
Yep, Truth or Dare.
Crinolines. Is that what you call them, Black Watch? We call them bloomers.
What was the game? We like 12 or 13, and the girls, usually the older girls, would put boys and girls together in like 20 seconds in the closet or whatever the hell that was.
Oh, that's the 7 Minutes in Heaven.
Yeah.
More or less. Well, that's what they called it. There were some variations. They changed the time amount or whatever, but that was the general gist of it.
Thought it would be something like Kiss and Tell or.
Well, it was just whatever they called it, whether it's the 7 Minutes in Heaven or 30 seconds of this or that. It was just an excuse for kids to go in the closet and make out.
Yeah.
Jen said telephone movie. I never did that.
Did what? Go in the closet?
Yeah, not willingly. Oh, I didn't say that.
It kind of broke the monotony up too. Boys and girls back then were kind of like, when you're that young, everybody was like standing around listening to music, nobody dancing, nobody doing nothing. Usually the older ones would stir that shit up.
Usually. I don't know, Rabbit. I've only heard rumors. I don't know.
I remember when holding hands was a big thing. people do that anymore?
What?
Sometimes.
Hold hands. You know, just holding hands. Have you ever heard of that, Chuck?
Yeah, that's what you do to somebody when you keep them trying to get away from you.
Oh my goodness.
Or reach in your back pocket and steal your wallet because they only want your money.
Yeah. I made Bonnie bust a gut one night. You remember when I told her I think I go, oh, shit. I think Vicky just left me. No, wait, she just went to the bathroom. Bonnie busted a gut. She's like, insecure much? I said, no, it was a joke.
That's like that one YouTube short I saw. The wife comes on and says, "My husband doesn't love me anymore." The husband's like, "No, I told you you can't buy X." Same thing.
Hey, Dig. Yeah, you go around open a girl's car door now and they think you're throwing them out.
Oh, no.
Some of them would,
Please
yeah.
continue to be woman, men.
Well, we'll think about it. We'll have to take that under advisement, Miss Bonnie, because there's not a whole lot of real women left out there. Most of them are airheaded. Well, we'll just leave it alone.
Yeah, chivalry went away, and now they go in. They don't know what bathroom to go in.
Right.
Well,
my generation. Go ahead.
I'm teaching my girls is to look for that kind of man. But that's not the only thing. But that's a part of it. It shows their character. Kinda. Don't you think?
Yep.
Yeah. My generation wondered where the women are. Now we have to wonder if it's a woman.
Yeah, well, if it's got an apple, it's got a banana.
Pretty much that's how that works. That's exactly how that works.
I miss driving.
There are still a few of them around that are open you can go to and watch the shows. They're usually not open very much, but they still exist.
That's sweet what Benjamin said. Married the girl across the street from me when he was 8 years old. When they were 8 years old. I remember that. Pretend weddings. Or
well, unless he's saying he got married to the girl who used to live across the street in real life. We're not sure.
When they were 8 years old? I think he's just meaning.
Well, I mean, he could be referring to the game, but you never can be too careful nowadays.
Yeah, Ridge Runner, you can thank the guys ahead of you for doing it. That's why so many guys and girls were screwed up by what they were with, how they treated them.
They planned that one out well, didn't they?
Yeah.
Thank you, Benjamin. They were kids.
I knew he was, and I was just being difficult.
I know.
We wouldn't want poor rabbits to get bored. We're trying to keep them entertained.
I remember I was like 8 to 10 years old and spin the bottle, got in a game of that, and some little girl had to kiss me, and she did. She went home and told her mom she was pregnant. By me.
Did she yell cooties?
No, she went and told her mama she got pregnant. She had to give me a kiss.
Oh.
And on my way back to the house, it was over there by where I went to Cub Scouts. And on my way home, the mother and father approached me and said that we needed to have a little talk. And I'm like, about what? I said, my daughter thinks she gave you a kiss, whatever game y'all were playing, which you shouldn't be doing, that you got her pregnant. I said, I know nothing about that. I remember I went home, I carried my ass home and told mom that some girl said I got her pregnant by giving her a kiss.
That's a great mom moment. You have to just bust out laughing.
My mom was like, and what else?
What are you leaving out?
Yeah. What else were y'all doing? Like, nothing. I said, she spun the bottle around, it landed on me. She got up and kissed me on the cheek and went and told her mama I got her pregnant. Mom laughed and told me to stay away from them kids.
I remember that one, Rabbits. A tryst at a tasket. Green and yellow basket. I don't know. I just think there's ways to have fun, good fun. We need to get back to.
Yeah, nowadays it's back then it was that level of ignorance. Nowadays it's a virgin's an ugly sixth grader.
Yeah, because you're shunned if you are later than that.
Shunned or made fun of or yeah, our group gets any smaller, we can just go back room.
Yeah. I kept trying to get Rabbit to come up, but apparently he's just not one to come up.
Must be somebody live. I ain't looking.
Could be. Yeah, normally I'm asleep by now, but for whatever reason I'm up right now. Although I'll be going to bed here soon, I think.
Yeah, what time do you start rolling out, or you have to be down for a certain amount of time? Or...
Down for 10 hours. I've been off duty for about 4 hours, almost at this point. Not quite 4 hours. So I'll be able to start rolling around like 6 or 7.
So kind of when you do that, you can go where if you get somewhere where there's a good place to eat, maybe get some good food. But
yeah, I'll have time to swing by a place, grab some breakfast and some coffee, and usually not sit-down meals, but sometimes if I park overnight at the right place.
yeah, Vicky was over before she left to go to work. She goes, I got tonight and tomorrow, then 2 days. And she goes, watch, it'll rain. I'd be like, yay, it's raining. I can sleep good.
It's supposed to rain here the weekend. Did you see Richard's question to y'all? Did you cry when Old Yeller died?
Nope.
I don't even remember. It's been so long since I saw that. Hell, that was back in the days of Mr. Limpet. You remember that with Don Knotts in it? He was a fish.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I
That
remember that.
Jerry Lewis and wanting to stay up and try to watch the telethon at 7, 8 years old.
Somebody said something about drive-ins a while ago. Drive-ins are coming back.
Robin?
Drive-ins.
Oh,
Drive-in movie theaters.
We can use them here, but hell, I'd be afraid of all the gang stuff that'd be damn shootings at the drive-in.
Well, that's sad.
Especially with our new valuable citizens coming across.
True. I don't know. We went and saw the Black Panther at a new one that they had built, and now it's connected to your car. You know, have that thing hooking on the window, and
Hell, they're used to traveling that way. Shit, having a car full for one price. That shit, one vehicle come in and they fill the whole theater or the whole drive-in up.
yeah.
Links out there if anybody wants to come up. Bridge Runner, you always said you're going to, you never do.
One time. One time I got him up there. He's probably at work.
Probably. I forgot about that. He works like Splitter graveyard or in between or whatever they call it.
Yeah.
And he said a lot of people worked. They said the worst shift they hated the most was going in at like 8 and getting off at 5 in the morning, or going at 7 and getting off at 4.
I agree with that. I would rather go in early and
I remember working them 12 and 16-hour shifts at paper mill. It was always at night. You'd go in at work, it's daylight. You get home from work, it's daylight. And then you're trying to sleep in the daylight. The 12 hours, it was like 6 to 6. And if it was 16 hours, we'd go in at like 3 or 4 and get off at whatever time in the morning. The hell, and I can sleep wherever, light on, lights off, TV on, radio on, off. I don't like a radio on because I'm too nosy and I'll get into a song.
yeah, lights don't bother me.
They do or don't?
Don't sleep. I have fallen asleep standing against the wall. Sleep anywhere. If I get in a car, if it's a longer trip, like 45 minutes or more, I'm out. Gone.
Yeah, I can if I chill, especially if I know it's going to be a long ride. If like That's why I just like traveling as a kid. It's like we get in the car, everything's ready, mom and dad up front. I'd throw pillows and stuff in the back or whatever, and their stuff, and put blankets down, and put their pillows on the floor, and mine on the floor, where it'd be like a big bed back there and shit. Wake up when he gas up and say, "You want something to eat?" Eat a little something, get back in there and go to sleep. And then I wake up and we're there. Then play hell sleeping that night. If my cousin showed up, if I didn't go over to one of their houses, my grandmother, if mom and dad wanted to watch TV or whatever, even if I slept in the living room, the TV ain't on. I don't think she would have cared, but dad turned it off, said it might bother her, so turn the TV off.
So how come nobody likes music anymore?
I don't dislike it. That's like my boys asking me, "You don't even turn the radio on in the truck no more when we go anywhere." I'm like, because I travel so much all the time. At first I'd listen to it on the way home, and I got to where I didn't turn it on. I guess a lot of the issue I have with music is you don't know who's who and who's the pedos or none of that anymore. So.
But if it makes you happy and it's uplifting, does it matter? Really?
True. Well, you guys seen some of the music that I listened to the other day.
Okay, well your music's weird anyway. No, I'm joking. No, that was good. The cellos,
Yeah.
that's good music.
The two
Oops,
cellos.
I ratted you out. I didn't mean to do that.
Yeah, you don't really care much about my Pantera stuff, though.
I mean, every group has at least one or two good songs.
Yeah. Up until I was probably 25 years old, I listened to a lot of Charlie Daniels, David Allan Coe, Hank Williams Jr., Waylon. I'll check it.
Excuse me a minute.
Let me check Andrew's stuff. He's finishing up his homeschool stuff.
And it's not 68. It's not 68%. It shows them up there.
He getting his last day of school stuff finished online. I can't see that. Hold on. I need glasses to find my glasses.
I have done that. When they fall down between the nightstand and the bed. So today's his last day of school?
For them on here, it's at Texas Connections internet schooling.
Yeah.
They have live lessons and
Yeah, no, I passed. You said I would.
Well, the way it was looking, you wouldn't. he buckled down, and it was because he fed up with not going to school with other kids and basically refused to do any of it and got way behind. A couple weeks ago, he had overall score of like 50 because he was so far behind and stuff and hadn't finished things. And I look, he's got a couple of them he's lacking in there, but they're passing. So.
Good job, Andrew. Keep striving for better. I said, good job. Keep striving for better.
Yep. I said, always at least be smart enough to pass. Otherwise, they want to run you through it again. Hopefully, when's the last
Oh,
day?
I'm sorry about that.
Right now.
Midnight tonight.
See?
What, it finished off?
Yep. There's everything with 4 minutes to spare.
There's a final here. Let's print something. That was the other day, I guess. Progress.
That's 420.
Yeah, that's what cleaned up the whole. Good night, David. Yeah, I'm fixing to wrap this one up too. If anybody wants to come up or go and sit in the back room a few minutes. Appreciate y'all showing up.
Thank you, Chuck, for coming by.
That's fine. I've been saying I'm going to do it. It just get discouraged with the way a lot of them are. Hey,
We're all people. Just sit down and have a talk, and we'll figure it all out.
Yeah, I always pull in the end.
much love, everybody. Y'all have a great night. I always seen you soon. I might start doing more. It just depends. I'm trying to get stuff done outside and all that. Here lately, I've been falling asleep by now. I was up at 4:30 this morning debating on going up and getting a kolache at the donut shop, and I was like, nah, I just laid back down and went to sleep.
I think I got to sleep by 4. No, I didn't. I lied.
Well, good night, everybody. Y'all have a blessed night.
Night, y'all. Good to see all of you. God bless you.